Welcome. In front of me is a INFINIX Hot 50, and today I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, its specifications, build quality, and just give you my general opinions and thoughts about the device itself. Okay, so let's first talk about one thing that I find important, which is the fact that I am completely unsponsored by any of the companies that I'm talking about here, ever. So what I'm about to say here about this device is just going to be strictly my opinions and first impressions of the device, and they are completely unaffected by any kind of bias or influenced by any kind of company. So with that out of the way, let's just get straight into this. And we can get straight into this by grabbing a Sharpie and fixing some bullshit right here, which is this crap right here. So it tells you that there is a 128 gigabytes of storage and then 16 gigs of RAM, and then it has the audacity to tell you that it's 8 plus 8 RAM. Now, that is completely inaccurate, considering this, for instance, 8 is not just magically fucking appearing out of thin air. This isn't Hogwarts. This isn't a freaking one. It's a phone, and it still abides by normal logic. So let me fix it for you. It's going to be 128 plus minus 8, and then 16 GB, and then it's going to be 8 plus minus 8. There you go. I fixed it for you. You want to make this stupid shit? There it is. That's how you do it. Because part of this storage right here is being taken from the actual storage. And RAM has that actual, like, RAM and ROM do stand for something. RAM stands for random access memory. And 8 gigabytes of it is not that. So it's at best misleading and at worst intentionally bullshitting you. So yeah, I hate this shit. And just for that bullshit like this from Infinix, which is doing this every single time they have a phone, I just genuinely don't recommend their devices. Because if they want to bullshit you about shit like this, who's to say that they're going to bullshit you about what the actual processor in here is? What the cameras can do. Now, some of those you can check, not all. Anyway, let's get straight into this now that we popped it open. Come on. Now, you can probably guess that I am not going to be very nice to this device just because of bullshit like this. I find it that when a company is trying to mislead you or lie to you, it shouldn't get a single, like, second of your attention even. So, yeah. Now, here we have the phone itself. Nothing really special. I just boot it up and move on. Paperwork. A silicone case right here, clear one. And surprisingly enough, we do have a charger. Now, this charger is 18 watts. That's not bad. We also get headphones included. Damn, I haven't seen those since, like, my iPhone, what is it, 3GS or 4? And we get a Type-C to Type-A charging cable. So that's basically everything that is included in the box. So let's take a look at the phone itself, which has a screen size of 6.7 inches. It has a IPS display, or LCD, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a brightness of 480 nits. Oh, that's not very bright. Just like the marketing team. Anyway, we have 84.8% screen to body ratio and a pixel density of 262 pixels per inch with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels. And display right here, to say it in simple English, I would say, a non-technical jargon, is mediocre at best. The only redeeming quality here is the fact that it's a high refresh rate, but that isn't that great. The refresh rate is, but it's just the only redeeming quality. The fact that it's LCD, that it's low resolution, low brightness, these are all downsides. So just having 120 frames on relatively shitty, shitty display, it's like putting a bow tie on piece of shit on a street and making it look fancy. It's still at the core a piece of shit. So, yeah. It's fine that it has a nice smooth refresh rate, but in general it's a bad display anyways. Now, if we move on to the cameras at the back, it looks at first glance that we have a triple camera setup, but I can already kind of see that this isn't a camera. Oh, surprisingly enough, this isn't a camera either. Now, this is a reason why I don't recommend piece of shit phones that come with bullshit like this, because then they give you this fucking dog shit, and make you think that, yeah, I have triple camera setup. Yeah, we just put 2 fake cameras. We put more fake bullshit at the back of the phone than we put real. Awesome. Great job. So yeah, that's obviously going to be a L here. Another reason why I wouldn't recommend this phone, just because of another bullshit like this right here. So the main camera, the only camera at the back is a 48 megapixel 1.8 aperture wide sensor that does 1440p 30 and 1080p 60. At least it does 60 at 1080. And then we got a real camera at the front and this hole punch, which is an 8 megapixel wide sensor that doesn't even mention what the frame rate here is, so I can presume it's 1080p 30. That's usually what it is. But honestly, I'm not going to put too much effort into checking this, just because I'm already triggered by this device. Anyway, in terms of the internals, we are looking at a 5000 mAh battery in this device, which is fine. If this device costed $100 to $200, but by the looks of it, it doesn't. It also can charge up to 18 watts, which is great that we got a charger for that. It has 4 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, which that's pretty low. These are the 4 gigabytes. The 8, I think it's sufficient enough. And starts at 128 gigabytes of storage, goes all the way up to 256. Now, if you're planning to buy this device, I would recommend going for one that has either 8 or 6 gigabytes of RAM, and whichever storage type you want. And keep in mind that you don't need to buy more storage, like the higher end storage type, just because you need more of it, as we do have as expandable storage. That's actually pretty good. And dual SIM card support, each being dedicated spot. Okay, so with that out of the way, we can now talk about one last thing, which is the processor in here, and that is the Dimensity 6300 processor. So, truth be told, this device isn't new, which you probably guessed, or know already, but it's been released at the end of 2024. It's beginning of 2026, so I might be a little bit late to this. But if you're looking to buy this device now, then there are much better devices at a better price and offering much better package than what we have right here. And I'm going to recommend a couple of them, depending on which one you want, either cheaper or more expensive. And just know both, no matter if it's cheaper or more expensive, will be better than what we have right here. So that basically sums up the specifications of this device. Now, in terms of build quality, we are looking at a plastic build all throughout, apart from the display. Plastic back, plastic frame, fingerprint sensor on the side right here that doubles as a power button, volume markers above that, nothing at the top, the SIM and SD tray on the top left side, and at the bottom we have our headphone jack. Then we get microphone, charging port, Type-C, and speaker grill. And that's about it. So, now what I will recommend instead of this one, considering this device, at least at release, costed about 350 euros. Holy shit, that was an expensive device. Let me quickly check how much it actually runs for right now. Okay, so right now, if you're planning to buy this device, no boy, those are like prices are all over the place. Let's check a normal store. And normal store, okay, doesn't sell it anymore. Well, that's a bit of a yikes for me. Let me try to find one store that is actually selling, or at least giving me a freaking price for it. Okay, so I can see that when it was in stock and being sold, this device was selling for about 600 PLN. Now 600 PLN, let's see, 600, let's do 2 euros. So 600 is actually 150 euros, probably closer to like $200. Okay, so with that in mind, at the end of this phone, when it was being still sold, I don't know when the last one was being sold, stores were selling it for about 150 euros, which honestly for that price, it was not that bad. The official price, which was, I presume, the 350 euros based on GSM Arena, that was a little bit expensive. Now, if you can still buy this device at the 150 euros, you can possibly think about it. It's not that bad of a device for this price. But for just a little bit more, you will get a significantly better device. So we're talking about 200 euros, so 50 euros more. And you get something like, let me just quickly open it up. You get something like CMF Phone 2 Pro. Now that phone will excel in literally every department compared to this device. It has about the same battery, but faster charging, more RAM, though it's only coming with one option being in the 8 gigabytes, way faster processor, storage and expandable storage as well, 128 to 256 gigs of it. Better cameras. Cameras will be a massive improvement over what we have right here. Unlike this device, the CMF actually comes with triple camera setup, and 2 of them are 50 megapixel wide and telephoto. Here we have 2 fake cameras. That's great. And you can do 4K at 30, 1080p up to 120. So obviously an improvement there. Display, again, another improvement being AMOLED 120, 2000 Hertz pull rate, HDR10 Plus, and a peak brightness of whopping 3000 nits. It's better in every conceivable way, with a higher resolution too, and harder glass on the front. So that being said, like I said, it costs about 200 euros, and that is insanely better than what we have right here. Now, if wherever you are from, this device for some moronic reason still costs 300 euros, then what I would recommend instead maybe is the Poco, Xiaomi Poco F8 Pro. Now that will be, by the looks of it, 490 euros, so it is more expensive. But if you're planning to spend more money on a device, then you might as well get your money's worth of it. And the Xiaomi Poco F8 Pro comes with basically parameters that are flagship level of like something like the Samsung S25. It has, again, dual 50 megapixel wide telephoto and 8 megapixel ultra wide, does 8K 30 and 4K 60, has a much bigger battery at 6.2K, 100 watts charging, 12 gigs of RAM, and a Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is the same processor that the S25 have, all of them. So it's a monster of a device at a mid-range price, basically. It is a flagship phone at a mid-range price, and it puts phones like Samsung literally to shame by how affordable that flagship can be. So that is only if you're planning to spend more. The, like I said, CMF phone will be already a great improvement over this one at presumably cheaper price if we're looking at original. A little bit more if we're looking at a 150 euros that stores sold them when it was still in stock. So yeah, that's basically everything that I have to say about this device. It is an old phone, so I am a little bit rough to it just because nowadays we have better things. Also because it costed more than it should have probably at the release. But at the end of the day, it's a little bit kind of challenging to tell if this phone is worth, because I think the value of it can vary depending on where you're buying it, if it's new or second hand, and other factors. But in general, if you have the option to pick this phone or maybe go for the CMF, I think the CMF phone will be much better. It's also a newer device, which means that the life cycle for it will be longer. Now, on GSM Arena, it states that it's going to get 3 major Android upgrades from Android 15. So that leaves it with like 2 more Android upgrades, by the way. So 2 more years of support. While this one, I'm not sure if it's getting any more support at all. So that's another kind of point that, depending on if you value security of your device, this will become important to you. So like I said, it's a little bit harder to give you opinion about this specific device if it's worth it for you, if the price itself is, even if it's lower, if it's better to pick it or not. I personally usually would recommend spending a little bit more on that CMF phone, just because, like I said, it's newer phone, it's getting more support, it's much better in every way. So literally everything that you can possibly think of is a plus. And you get to pay like 50 euros more, assuming you're buying it brand new. If you're buying it secondhand, or maybe there's a discount, who knows? You could be getting it at the same price as this one. At least the prices that I'm seeing. So this will very heavily depend on what you're looking for, what your budget is, and circumstances. So, like I mentioned before, I'm recommending CMF, not because they're sponsoring or anything like that. They're not. It's just a phone that I genuinely think is actually pretty good. It's a nice phone, runs well, and that's why I recommend it. And I value the value of the phone, like what it offers for how much it costs. And that's my kind of de facto go-to strategy for recommending devices. If they offer a good package for affordable price, if they offer more for that lower price than other devices, then they're definitely worth recommending. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Now, anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.